Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Renee Young, and Paulie Dangerously here. And today on Collision or Hit, we're going to see the TWF Women Tag Team winnings on stake when Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair go against the team of Nikki Cross and Ember Moon, Tony Schiavone says. He got that right, Renee Young says. The TWF Women's Tag Team winnings will be on stake here today on Collision or Hit. And that's bound to be a good show. I'll tell you one thing right now, Tony and Renee. At the end of the day, it is going to be a good show. But I don't know how Ember Moon and Nikki Cross are going to work. When you stop to think of it, Nikki Cross hasn't really done anything except be the WWE 24/7 fighter, two-time WWE Women's Tag Team fighter, yes. And Ember Moon, well, she was a former WNXT Women's Heavyweight fighter, a former WNXT Women's Tag Team fighter, and the ROH Women's Heavyweight fighter in AEW. But at the end of the day, I don't know how they're both going to work, how it's going to work out, Paulie Dangerously says. Well, your guess is good as mine, Tony Schiavone says, how that's going to go. Let's see how it rolls out. Well, there is a fight lord in the ring now. Well, here we go. We got Ember Moon, now known as Athena, but we will call her Ember Moon, because that's what we know her as. And now here we got Jade Cargill, the former AEW TBS women and former AEW TBS fighter and former WWE Women's Tag Team fighter. And now we got Bianca Belair over there. This match is for the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. First, they are the team of Nikki Cross and Ember Moon. And they are the TWF Women's Tag Team fighters, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Meaning, well, who's going to start it out here? There goes Nikki Cross, and I guess Nikki Cross will start up for her team. And Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair will start it out for their team. Keep in mind, both of these offshoots of both Bianca Belair dolls both came from Ollie's, where the Ember Moon doll came from Big Lots, Tony Schiavone says. And Bianca Belair showing her strength and might, and very few women can do what she can do. Well, yeah, Renee Young, you're right, says Tony Schiavone. You're right, Renee Young says. Bianca Belair is a former Women's World Heavyweight fighter, former WWE Women's Heavyweight fighter, former WWE Women's Tag Team fighter. What hasn't she not done? I'll tell you what she hasn't done. She hasn't won Gals in the Boundary yet, the women's one. She did win the Kingly Thunder, the women's one. She did not win Queen of the Ring yet, or the Gals in the Boundary yet, Paulie Dangerously says. And right now, she's getting beat up by Ember Moon, who wished she would have done more with her time in WWE. A body slam. Oh, and ran right at her, and Bianca Belair picked her up and dropped her down. Bianca Belair then brings in Jade Cargill. Well, yes, Tony Schiavone said there are a lot of folks in WWE who felt that Ember Moon's time in NXT was great, her first time. Her time on Raw and SmackDown not so great. Her 2-disc run on NXT was good. She was sadly let go, Tony Schiavone says. Oh! And now she's in AEW now on the ROH side as the ROH Women's Heavyweight fighter. And looks like Ember Moon is bringing in Nikki Cross now, who is the former, and she is the last WWE 24/7 fighter. Tony Schiavone said. Yeah, Renee Young says. But Nikki Cross sometimes likes to play that she's crazy, which she did for most of her time in WSFL. Renee Young says. You think Jade Cargill is ready to deal with someone like that? Renee Young said. No, I don't think so, Paulie dangerously says. I don't think anyone was ready for Nikki Cross. Oh! And no need what offshoot she was playing as. Oh! And Nikki Cross just did the spin kick that Savio Vega would do. Here comes 1, 2. Oh, Ember Moon. Ember Moon just body slammed it. Bianca Belair, now she fell out of the ring. Tony Schiavone says, are we going to have new TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters today and Father's Day here in the 4-1 Reichs? I don't know, Renee Young says. I don't think that would be a good gift for any father. You know, father or stepfather or godfather or whatever. Well, Paulie dangerously says, sometimes in life things don't always work out the way you want them to work. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winners and the new TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. Nikki Cross and Ember Moon. Well, we know that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair gave it their all. We all know that they put in the time, they put in the work. But sadly, they are not the TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters anymore, Tony Schiavone says. Well, that is sad, Renee Young says, but we did know that was going to happen. You know, we did know that walking in here, one team was going to win, another team was going to lose, Renee Young said, but we didn't think it'd be them. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Tony Renee. You didn't think that Nikki Cross and Ember Moon, now Athena, but we're calling her Ember Moon, no one thought that a WWE women's wrestler, and Ember Moon, formerly WWE women's wrestler, now AEW women wrestler, would team up. And that Nikki Cross came from Ollie's as well, Paulie dangerously says. Believe that or not. But I didn't think they were going to win. I thought they were a good team. I think they were going to win. So, yeah, I go back on that. But they were a good match. You two didn't think they were going to win, but I did. Well, now you're flipping what you said. First you said you didn't think they were going to win. Now you think they did. You think you did going to win. You think you have foresight or something like that. Paulie dangerously, Tony Schiavone says. He thinks a lot of things, Renee Young says. A lot of folks say that he's a liar, right up there with Vince Russo and Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, but I don't think you can lie about every single thing. A lot of folks like to say that I'm a liar, and yes, I've been guilty of lying here and there, but I can't lie about every single thing. Alright, Tony Schiavone says, Paulie dangerously says. Alright, take it away, Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone says. Thank you, Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking to the new TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters here on Collision or Hit. Alright, Nikki Cross, we haven't seen you in some time in the TWF or in WWE. Well, I'll tell you right thing, Nikki Cross says. A lot of folks seem to think that I'm crazy. And yes, I may have played a crazy self when I was on NXT, then on Raw, then on SmackDown, and then on Raw again or whatever. And then one time I thought I was an overgood to her too. But Ember Moon, whatever you want to call her, we won the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings when no one out there thought we would. But we did. We beat Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, which were booked to be the unstoppable, unbeatable, unyieldable women tag team, due to them doing to their might. But we just showed them that anyone can be beaten. And Ember Moon, I do know, Ember Moon, did you think that you and Nikki Cross would win it? Hey, I don't care if you call me Ember Moon or Athena. I don't really give a shit. But what I do care about is that how me and Nikki Cross are the TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters. You know, my time in WWE is half and half. I was in NXT, won the WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight winnings, lost it, went to Raw, were just thrown in matches, then went to SmackDown. Nothing really much happened. Was put back on NXT, where I won the WWE NXT Women's Tag Team winnings and was let go. Then I went to ROH. Then I went to AEW. Then they bought ROH and sent me there, and I became the ROH Women's Heavyweight Fighter. However, yeah, I didn't think me and Nikki Cross were going to win. I knew we were going to have a good match, a good fight, but I didn't think we'd be the new TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. Well, sorry about your time in WWE not working out, you know, and not doing all the things you thought that you could do or you should do. But good luck with you, Nikki Cross, being a TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. Well, thank you, Michael Cole. Well, that's my talk with Ember Moon and Nikki Cross. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Renee Young. Thank you, Michael Cole, for talking with Nikki Cross and Ember Moon here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got here. I, Tony Schiavone, Renee Young, and Paulie Dangerously. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Alone Night Raw.